off, but it's still microphone.
Okay.
So Steve, here rather than there, okay? These will work, but right now they're not working for your meeting yet. I found out this morning from, so.
Okay. Here,
So if it has the X, it means you can't.
not working.
That is, they are, and when they're talking, loud. Apparently.
Else, or you expecting any? I can see it from here. Got my glasses on. We're all here.
I hear it. Oh, wait, there it is. There you go. There you go. Okay. Now,
All right, we'll go ahead and get started. First order is Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag, face of the republic. Next item is public comment. I don't see anybody from the public here. So I'm going to move on to the consent calendar. The minutes of the last meeting will be on next month's consent calendar, so we don't have that right now. The consent calendar has, looks like 4 items on it, 4 withdrawals. Do you have any comments, Mr. Austin, on those?
Mike Austin appearing for the Assessor's Office, Madera County. In regards to these 4 accounts, I don't know if you folks remember, but in the last, I think probably at least 5 years, if not longer, these folks have filed appeals, and after talking with us, they have withdrawn. And so again, we talked to them early, and they chose to withdraw. And so I think what they're trying to do is get ahead of the game, but now we're playing the same game. We're trying to get ahead of them so we can write our 2018 roll, so we won't have these problems in the future.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do, and they chose to withdraw.
Mike,
We hope you guys acknowledge the withdrawals on all 4 accounts.
Mike,
Yes.
is this an effect of that new fee ordinance? You think that's got any effect on these people withdrawing these particular appeals?
You know,
Okay.
it may, because as far as I can tell, it appears that sometimes the tax agents are putting up the money, and they have asked me specifically, if we withdraw in a timely fashion, will we get our money back? And I said, yes, if you withdraw in a timely fashion or stipulate this timely fashion, yes, we will give the money back. So I really believe that's really uh, their, I guess, motivation more than anything else. Because before they wouldn't have to put up any money,
Right.
and the taxpayer wouldn't have to put up any money. Some of these times the taxpayer put up this money. I think it's working.
Good. Thank you.
Um, If any members of the board have comments on the consent calendar?
No.
So I entertain a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I move that we approve the consent calendar.
Second it.
Call for a vote. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, next item is hearings, which appears to be all Canandaigua. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Austin, but we were expecting somebody from Canandaigua today. Is that correct?
Yes, we were. Troy Van Doggen from Canandaigua's representative,
Yeah.
attorney representative, and I'm surprised
Okay.
that he is
I was
not here.
I was going to suggest that we take a brief recess and you call him and see what's going on.
You know, I think that would be appropriate idea.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
yes. We
So-
will do that.
Yeah.
I will call him as soon as I get back to my office. Maybe back at 9:30?
Yeah, be back at 9:30. Okay?
Sounds good. Sounds good to me. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
So Mike, the Canandaigua doesn't need to be here for this 10 or 20 things here on the thing. They just need to be here for 7A. Okay. Or unless they go online and look.
Were you able to talk to him or not? Oh, so you don't know where
I
he
talked to
is?
I talked to his secretary, and she seemed to be genuinely surprised. Barbara Summers?
Yeah. That's right there, yeah. Denial.
Ready to go back on the record?
Yep.
Okay, it's 9:30 and the meeting is back in order. I'll ask Mr. Austin to give us a report if he was able to, with anything regarding Canandaigua today.
I called Troy Van Dongen in San Francisco. He was not in. I left a message. And then I promptly called back again and talked to his secretary. And his secretary was genuinely surprised, is Barbara Summers. And therefore, I think the best thing to do is postpone it another 30 days. And that's what I told her.
Mhm.
And I wanted him to call me today.
Mhm.
So that's where we're at.
I'll ask our attorney, Mr. Ott, if he would brief us on what we could or could not do on these items 5 and 7A.
Well, on the items, assessors input, go ahead and approve. Authority to do.
Yes, in regards to 5A through 5N, we have a letter from Troy Van Dongen and a stipulation of waive time from Troy Van Dongen that we received a few weeks ago. And they want to postpone the hearings like we have in the past. And I don't have a problem with it. The assessor's office has no problem with postponing it. As long as we get the stipulation waive time. He's already sent it. All we have to do is sign it. The assessor has signed it. So all the board has to do is sign it, and then we're fine with the 2-year hearing rule.
Members of the board have anything they want to comment on 5A through 5N?
Well, are they asking to continue to November 1st, 18? That, how much time they need?
Others items.
Okay.
And the assessor's office is okay with the board to consider stipulation of waive time on 5A through 5G. And we are okay with the approve to continue the hearing 5H through 5N to November 1st, 2018.
I so move.
Which ones? 5A through 5G? Because they want two motions.
Right. Oh, okay. I was going to do, we'll do it. Okay, 5A through 5G.
We have a second?
Yes, I second it.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded that we approve the stipulation to waive time for Canandaigua items 5A through 5G. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Now the 5H through 5N.
I move that we approve the continuing hearing for 5H, 5N.
Before we prove that, my question is, they are asking almost 6 more months time.
Yes.
How long we've been waiting already?
On these,
Yeah.
this is the first postponement.
This is the first one?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. All right, okay, I second the motion.
Okay, been moved and seconded that we approve continuation of the hearings for Canandaigua 5H through 5N to November 1, 2018. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, next item on the agenda is stipulation of assessed value, and I don't see any cases listed there, so we'll move on. Now we're on the item 7A, which is the scheduling of the hearings for Canandaigua. And would Mr. Ott, would you like to speak to that?
Well, I think I heard Mr. Austin say that the assessor's all right with just moving it for 30 days.
Yes.
But what other options do we have? And does Carolyn want to speak about this at all?
Yeah, your microphone doesn't on.
There you go.
Press the button.
I think we postpone it 30 days and set it for the June calendar. That's what Mike Austin just told both Troy, well, left a message for Troy and for his secretary saying that's what we would do, so that hopefully in June he's able to make an appearance and then we're able to schedule the hearings.
Okay, so you're talking about June for the hearings or for scheduling the hearings?
June for scheduling the hearings.
Okay.
I have a question. Are we going to be going dark on July and August this year again? We already made that decision?
It's already been made back in January.
Okay. All right, so if they don't show up in June, it'll be September before we get them here. The board can decide what they want to do. I'm not sure if you have any serious option other than continue. But somehow we need to make it known to them that they need to be here in June.
We did make it known to them today. I think that Sarah can send them a copy of the agenda when the agenda is ready for June so that it's official notice. And then at that point, we have a record that they have notice and can proceed from there.
Maybe we could send them a copy of this entry on today's agenda now. Say you're expected to be here at 9 o'clock on June, whatever it is. And we'll get you a copy of that actual agenda when it happens. But understand now, this is what we want you here for. That's when we want you here.
We can do that.
If they don't appear in June, then this extension will be canceled and we tie it together.
That's up to you folks and your attorney.
Yeah, this motion we just passed, can we modify it and make it conditional that if there is no appearance in June, then this extension will be canceled?
Which motions are,
The motion that we passed from the 5H to 5N for the extension up to November 1st, 2018.
are those right now set for hearing today?
Yes, they're set for, those are 2016 hearings and postpone them for the first postponement. They do have a right to postpone a hearing one time according to Title 18 California Code of Regulations, Rule 323. So they have one right to actually postpone that. Okay. 5A through 5N, they have that. 7A is talking about outstanding appeals from 1995 through 2016.
Well, I'm saying for the fact that like they ignored the hearing for today, they could do the same in June, and this thing lingers on. So is there any way we could put some conditions that they have to appear in June? Otherwise, we could cancel the extension?
You need to
Or we
talk with
cannot-
your
Yeah,
attorney.
they, as Mr. Austin said, they do have a right to a continuance, so you can't deny that to them.
Okay.
But what we were supposed to be here for was to set up a hearing schedule?
Yes.
Well, can we just make it plain that if they're not here, we're going to set the schedule without their input? Too bad
Well,
for them. If the board wants to do that.
if the board wants to do that,
Yes.
but the thing is.
What would have to happen would be you would have to give us a schedule, we would have to look at it, and then they would, by their failure to appear, not be commenting on it, and, we could take action on it. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yeah, they've been noticed of the hearing, they don't show up, you've put it together. I don't want us on the board trying to set the schedule. I want to look at a schedule that's being offered to us
Well,
and
yeah,
decide.
Mr. Chairman, I think you do have to set the schedule, but your point, I think, is you want
Yeah.
input from the assessor.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
when that would be convenient.
In
We
regards
we will
to,
set it, but I want a draft.
Right.
we will be in contact with Troy Van Dongen and
Yeah.
we will try to set some kind of a schedule. I don't want to commit to anything because they are not here and so we can't
Yeah.
do anything without them.
Yeah.
So I think Sarah, as long as Sarah notifies them of the hearing in June, I think that's what we have to do. And then in the meantime, I will contact them and our attorney, Carolyn will contact them.
Mhm.
We'll try to set up something before we come here in June.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's the best we all can do.
Mhm.
But I just think it's important that we make plain to them that if they're not here, they're not going to get input into what the
Yeah,
schedule is.
yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Yes.
Yeah.
That's fine with us.
Yeah, okay. All right, then it looks like we're going to continue matter 7A until the June meeting. Is that correct, Mr. Ott? We need a
Yes.
motion?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay. I move that we continue item 7A until, what day in June is it? June 7th.
I second it.
Okay, June
Is
6th.
it, is it June 6th? That's it.
No, it's the 7th.
Okay,
Huh?
okay, June 7th.
Okay, I second the motion.
it's been moved and seconded that we continue item 7A, the schedule of the hearings for Constellation Brands, Canandaigua, to the June meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed? Motion passes. Okay, we have an appeal which was filed on 7B, which is this item you gave us today, was this on the agenda packet that was posted on the website, or is this new, Sarah?
The only thing that you have in your hands that was not posted on the website is the check that they
Okay,
issued.
okay, so this is very similar to, but not identical. Okay. All right. And
I just didn't feel it was appropriate to put a check on the website.
yeah, that's fine. That's absolutely correct. Don't put checks on the website. Okay. The request for an appeal was filed, and Sarah received it down at the board, and the date they received it, they've used as the apparent postmark, and that was December 4th, 2017. And the cutoff date for that appeal was actually the last day of November. Isn't that correct? Yep.
November 30th is the filing
Yeah.
deadline.
And Ms.
Yes, and
yeah,
that's true.
yeah.
November 30th is a filing
Yeah.
deadline.
Yeah, and you don't have any contrary information to that. They didn't file anything with you before then?
No, they're not, they are not even required to.
Yeah, okay. And so the applicant was sent a letter saying that the appeal was denied because it was received after the scheduled date, the cutoff date, and that they have a right to appeal to the board the denial, so they have appealed that denial. And there's a letter that they have attached to it. And I would assume everybody has or can take a brief minute right now to read that again. And we need to decide whether or not we think it's appropriate to grant them the request. Mr. Austin, have you seen these documents, the letter and that?
Not until this morning.
Okay. You want to take a few minutes to look at it? Because I'm certainly going to ask for your comments on it.
Yeah, just a minute.
Yeah, okay, we'll take a 5-minute recess here.
Appreciate it. What date was it?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what we're here to do. We would, or general tendency.
Then
The- And then the other thing is that this is what we're doing on the value. Yeah. very de minimis argument. See. Well, I'm going to listen to what said in the past. We've tended to head with the appeal. It's not like he filed it a year late.
I'm ready.
Taxpayer report.
Okay, thank you. I'll give it back to you. I'm ready when you guys are.
Okay, we'll go back on record. Mr. Austin, and you've had a chance to look at the documents. Would you care to make some comments?
Yeah, one of the first items that I looked at is my 2017 calendar. As you know, the county has the Thursday and Friday off for Thanksgiving. That was November the 23rd and the 24th. Okay, and we come back to work on the 27th. Okay, now, if I look at this envelope, it appears to say December 4th, 2017 is when it was postmarked. Okay, and that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days later. Okay,
Yeah.
so, and there's no provision in the code that allows us to adjust postmarks and that type of stuff, or go back and that type of stuff. There's just no provision in the code. And I have to state this, is these folks are property tax agents. They know the law just as well as I do. And I can't, and the clerk cannot legally allow it to be a valid appeal if it's filed late. We just don't have, there's no options for us.
Okay.
And so looking at everything I can see is, as it appears that they actually mailed it 7 days after November 30th, which is, well, if you think about that, November 30th, 27th when we come back to work, and so the 30th is Thursday. That's 4 days. Friday is the 1st, Saturday is the 2nd, Sunday is the 3rd, and Monday's the 4th. And so I don't see how they could say that it's timely, and I don't believe they're trying to say it's timely. I think they think people made mistakes. We all make mistakes, but the postmark is definitely December 4th, 2017.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. I'll ask the question, Mr. Ott. Are we legally bound that we cannot hear the appeal if there's no evidence that it was filed timely?
The short answer is yes. The clerk's letter to the taxpayer correctly states what the law is. If this postmark been on November 30 and received on December 4, it
Yeah.
would be timely, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It's postmarked after the deadline had already passed. And if they don't, as Mr. Austin says, it doesn't even appear they're trying to argue that it was timely. They're just saying, please excuse us for being late. Reading from the Assessment Appeals Manual, as an application which is not filed, period, must reject it as. And in such circumstances, the Appeals Board has no jurisdiction or authority over the matter, deny the application for untimeliness. So the clerk has correctly stated the law, and I don't think there is anything.
Okay.
I don't know of any.
Yeah. I would also note, just looking at it, it looks like they're arguing about something like 10% of the property value or something. It's rather, it's not,
Yeah, some about that.
I mean, it may be valid, but it's rather small, so. Okay, I have no comments myself. Any member of the board want to add anything?
Okay, so if we don't have jurisdiction to accept it, then we don't have even much options to go along with the clerk's decision to reject the application.
Mhm. Okay. Entertain a motion then?
I move that we reject the application, denied because untimely filed.
I second it.
It's been moved and seconded to deny the application for untimely filing. All those in favor of denying the application, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes and the application's denied. Have we any more items on the agenda for today?
The assessor's office has no reports and no agenda requests.
Okay. Yeah, that being the case, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Second it.
Well, I move that we adjourn.
I was entertaining the motion.
I thought you made the motion. You can make the motion.
Yeah, yeah. It's been
Okay,
moved and
I make
seconded.
the motion to adjourn the meeting.
Okay.
Okay, I second it.
Thank you.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We're adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, ladies.